Welcome back to the ETF Inspector. It is Tuesday, July 8th, about almost an hour after the closing bell, 4:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This will be the video for our 3 Roundhill 0DTE covered call strategy income funds. They're weekly payers, and they are QDTE, XDTE, and RDTE, covering the Innovation 100 is the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the Russell 2000. All right, just a reminder, I am on X, ETF_Inspector1. I did this morning post letting you know the trades. These guys let these trades go out pretty early, so if you wanted to trade along with them, you could try it. Just show you exactly what the pros did. But we will go into the funds themselves and just take a look at whether they won or lost their trades today, and just give you a little update. So I did do a little bit of research today. I went onto the website and found a phone number. I'm not sure where I was, maybe in About Us or Research. I called up, I spoke to the people in the ETF department, and I verified a couple things. One of them was something that somebody already let me know. It was, let me find the comment. BondZ5V let us know that unlike the Yield Max Weeklies, Roundhill's 0DTE funds distributions are calculated from 2 weeks prior, so there's a lag time. So I appreciate that information. I reached out, spoke to somebody in the ETF department, and they did verify that. So the money that they make for this week will not go to next week's distribution. It'll actually go to the one after that. So that's good to know. And then we got more help from @Deriv Capital, who let us know, if you watched the last video, we got some really odd strike prices, and he let us know, just in case you don't know, probably more of you know than I did, that they are flex options. They're not available to retail traders like us, so you're not going to be able to find them on an options chain. So Roundhill makes a private deal with a market maker or an exchange. I'm not going to read word for word, right, just to get odd strike prices. So if a bunch want it, then they may go to different, 13 cents, $1.09, things like that. They get their own little strikes. So although they looked odd and it seemed like something was wrong, they are actually correct. So without further ado, let's just take a look how they did. Right? I don't know why I didn't put these in order. So QDTE follows, where are we at? The NASDAQ 100. Sorry, I got these in reverse order. So the NASDAQ went up 0.07%. QDTE went up 0.16%, 0.16%. S&P dropped 0.07%. XDTE actually went up 0.05%. And the Russell went up 0.66%, while RDTE went up 0.97%. So all that to say, if you were in these 3 funds as opposed to in the indexes themselves, you won each time. So Roundhill beat the underlying index all 3 times. Okay, so let's go look at our charts. So just so you know, tomorrow, the 9th, is declaration date, so we will find out how much you're getting paid on each of the 3 of these. All 3 have the same, QDTE, XDTE, and RDTE, all declaring tomorrow. All right, there was only very small updates to the holdings, like they didn't actually change, and so here's what we're talking about with those weird strikes. That strike is $2,416.81, so that's obviously not one you and I can get, and it's also extremely far in the money. As you can see, the NASDAQ was at 22,700. That's why that has a 20,000 value on that 2,000 ish strike. So contracts stayed the same because these are their, call it long, their long positions. These are what they're basically selling their covered calls off of. So I updated the values, updated the weightings. Some had small changes in either the cash or the government bonds or or T-bills, but some stayed the same. So we're still looking at 781 million with 22,190,000 outstanding shares. As you can see, again, here's how the fund did against the underlying. So they do an early morning. I will try on X to let you know, because they also let me know on the phone that they usually get these updated within 15 minutes of making the trade. So you could find out 15 minutes after the pros make a trade what they traded if you wanted to follow them. So they sold 348 call options on the NASDAQ for 22,830 as the strike price. So 22,830. It closed at 22,702, which means it did not reach that strike and it expired worthless. Another thing they let me know is they do not close them. They do not intraday trade. So if they sell it today, they will let it go to expiration. They're always selling a single day, a 0 DTE, but they will not close it. They'll let it go to expiration. That's part of their prospectus. So collecting $10.19 per share came out to $354,000 profit. So these are back-to-back days, totaling nearly $1 million in wins for QDTE. XDTE, same thing as far as all the holdings. Nothing changed other than maybe slight fluctuations in cash or other. But 398 million in the fund, 9,055,000 shares. As we can see, the S&P closed at 6,225. Their strike was 6,250, so it closed below their sold call strike price, which means these expired worthless. So again, they sold 645 contracts, collected $368 per share, or $237,000, and it was a total win. The contracts expired worthless, so this is a 2-day win of about $560,000. Finally, RDTE. Again, holdings stayed the same. For some reason, I can't get the automatic to work here as far as when I type in and get automatic updates. So I can't get the Russell 2000, but I just looked it up anyway. 2228. Hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Net assets 137, almost 138 million managed with 4,050,000 shares. You can see your NAV and your fund price are not far off, and also your NAV is also doesn't take into account the day's increase, so this should go up 1%. So they're real nice and close, right on each other. Okay, the Russell closed at 22.28 this morning. They sold calls at 22.30, so it was close, 22.28 to 22.30, but 22.28 is still below 22.30, meaning these expired worthless, and it was a complete win. So 628 contracts sold at $563 per share, 100 shares per contract, was a profit of $353,000. Not sure why. Just different fonts made that one bigger. I'll fix that. So another one, $555,000 of profit in 2 days trading. All right, the whole goal of these is to make these short and sweet for you. So that's the end of the video. Again, I will try to, if I'm able to, in the middle of my workday, post the trades when they make them as soon as I see them. So just in case you're interested, but I will just keep making these videos after close to let you know whether they win or lose. And eventually, once we get enough data collected, we'll be able to start giving you estimates on what the payout will be. All right, so hope you have a good evening and good luck trading tomorrow.